I mean, a little bit like everyone's story. I think you've probably heard like rambunctious kid, and gymnastics is just a great fundamental building sport that kind of prepares your, good body, awareness and air sense and some things. And both my parents did gymnastics. My older sibling was in
Oh.
gymnastics. And so just, yeah, stick him in a class too. And
Mm-hmm.
I did a bunch of other stuff, but it was the one that stuck. I think it was the one that allowed me to get all my energy out.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad was actually on the West Point team. So my dad was a West Point grad and is
Oh,
in
I
their
didn't
Hall of
know
Fame.
that.
He's one of the very rare few astronauts to come out of the Army, so it's very rare.
Oh my God.
And so he was on the West Point team.
Okay, so Illinois,
Yeah, I was
and then
recruited here, got a full scholarship,
yep.
and yeah, I was happily fighting Illini gymnast for 4 years. Graduated and continued to train for the Olympics here for 2 years while being an assistant coach, hybrid training athlete.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
they kind of like brought me on. I was the lowest paid, assistant coach, but it was kind of just a means to keep me around. So I helped the team. I trained in the morning, helped train the team in the afternoon, and made an
Mm-hmm.
Olympic team training here at the University of Illinois on top of a full-time job. So I put a lot of thought into this. And, I said, if you'd even consider me, I only have like 2 years of assistant coaching experience, but I love this program. I think I could do a really good job if you'd be willing to give a very young man a chance at
Mm-hmm.
26, the head coach. And he was like, we were hoping you were interested. And I was like,
Oh, that's so cool.
what? And like, I
Wow.
still to this day remember walking out of that meeting, not excited or petrified for my taking over the program of a D1 program, that my identity, that I was done as a
Mm-hmm.
competitive gymnast, which is what I've been my entire life. Right. And I think that,
Right.
and as a coach, I see that in my seniors' eyes all the time. Like it is a profound sense. It affects people a lot.
Yes.
Some better, some worse. Some are excited about it, and some are crushed by leaving it behind, or don't know how to deal with that or cope with that. It's really hard,
Yeah.
and like that was half your day was spent dialed in, relentlessly focused on this mission, this life consuming mission. And
Mm-hmm.
then I had to turn that into getting them to do that. But I still had that component of like, here's a win and here's a loss. So it's still athletics. I think that where a lot of my athletes struggle, and I hear that they struggle, as they go and they're working a corporate job and then working a 9 to 5, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what a win is here, and I'm just, like, I'm making a salary, but like I see a lot of disengaged people
Mm-hmm.
because they're looking for that. There's nothing like being a part of a team that's all in trying to win something together. It's almost the worst thing ever. You go on the post-Olympic tour,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is like this 3-month long celebration of partying. And then you literally just get snapped back into real life.
Mm-hmm.
So I came off this tour. You're a celebrity. You won a medal. You've been hanging with your best friends that you just did something incredible with. And it's been nothing but fun and games and doing easy level gymnastics. And then one day it's just over. It's back to your house and back to your 9 to 5. Um, and it like your ego needs to take a massive deflating. Like, and just
Mm-hmm.
and I again, I see my own athletes going through that now with how like are all the resources and all the support mechanisms in college athletics. And even if you're just an elite, not even if you're not in college athletics, you're part of like the USA national team. Like, it's all about you. It's all about you. And real life is not all about you.
Right.
I think I had such a unique transition than most, like going so
Mm-hmm.
quickly into coaching. I was still so close to the sport. It was still such a monumental piece in my life every day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the biggest transition was my first understanding of what my mom had always told me about watching me compete. Like my first competition when I was the coach, I'm watching my athletes and realizing I have no control at this moment, like, or this much control, right? Like, it's all about the prep work. And so that was a very big different, that was kind of an eye-opening experience at how, um, the difference of being an athlete to being a coach or a parent, and how you have to like puppet stringing, and you have to get them to have the realizations themselves. And I pour my heart and soul into being a coach and trying to get my guys to be their best, and we want to win, but win in the right way through the personal development of them. But I think I'm better at really having that be my life mission now. I think that right after I finished being an athlete, that was really hard. I was
Mm-hmm.
still struggling with not having this mission myself. almost my entire life, certainly the Olympic year, was focused in and revolved around preparing for the Olympic Games.
Right.
And then that's gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the reason to eat better and eat healthy and keep a schedule and 4 hours of working out, and I needed 2 surgeries after I retired, so to complete my 9 orthopedic surgeries throughout my career. So
Oh, wow.
that I think that was also really tough. I didn't retire healthy. I
Mm-hmm.
retired, went through tour nursing a mangled ankle from the Olympics. Found out that I actually had a huge tear in my deltoid ligament, which is the big ligament on the inside of your ankle.
Yeah.
That I competed on. I was drugged up like crazy. NSAIDs, not illegal drugs, but I was on like 800 milligrams of naproxen sodium twice a day, which is like an
That's a
insane amount.
ton. Yeah.
Um, and I, had to have surgery. Had to have 2 surgeries actually to fix it.
On that
So,
ankle. Mm-hmm.
and so came out, a little bit broken too. And then that was the first time I realized like I'm a different person. It was like the rehab from an injury, because I had torn my ACL
Mm-hmm.
at the USA Championships right before the Olympics. So 1 calendar year out from the games, and like my comeback was ferocious. Like I was all in. I attacked my rehab. Olympic Games is in 12 months. Olympic trials was in 10 months. I got to be back. So there was an injury burnout component there too. So I was just like, when I was done, I was like, I am on break. It's funny. It's like all these ancillary interviews. I don't have time for this. I make time for these because I act like this is where my true passion in coaching is.
Oh,
It's not
that's
coaching
cool.
Coleman's. It's like, I think it's the bigger picture of developing people. And so when someone asks me about an interview to talk about this stuff, it helps me kind of hone in on messages that I think are really important for my team. Be mindful that everything you see in this world is someone's highlight reel. And that
Yeah.
really, really messes you up on the reality that great results takes great effort and extraordinary effort, and takes effort over time, long
Mm-hmm.
time. The guy that you see touting how amazing he is at this thing makes it look like it happened overnight, and it didn't, right? I
Mm-hmm.
tell my guys that all the time, because all it takes is a quick swipe down through Instagram to see that we're behind and we're not the best team this year. And that's
Right.
defeating, right? Being positive and having belief in your own mission can just get snuffed out instantly by a couple scrolls on social media, and
Yeah.
um, you got to be in the right place. And don't get me wrong, like cross comparison of, if you want to be the best and looking at what people are doing at the highest
Mm-hmm.
level is important. I just think it's all manufactured bullshit,
Some
and you
extent.
need to,
Yeah.
um, it didn't happen overnight. There are no such thing as savants. There are no such thing as instant results.